So what have we got in store today then, Logan?
I think we're going to see a couple of the service users. We do have kind of our own patients council, and our EBI expert by experience visits us once a week and meets with the patients as well, and they come up with all the ideas of things that need to change, things they're happy with, things they're not happy with. So I think it'd be good to hear today as well from the patients what they think's going well and what's not going well. I think if we're going to change what we do, the people we need to ask is the people we're providing the care for. That's our first starting point. They're absolutely critical in understanding where the service is at and what needs to be improved.
What is it about psychiatry? Why did you become a psychiatrist?
A while ago now, but I suppose when I was a medical student, one of the things I enjoyed was just like talking to the patients and getting into understand what was happening. I like the more complex stuff.
It's when someone says something to you, it's about asking that next question and thinking, well, why have they just said that to me? What's the next part of the story? And trying to sort of put together a complete portrait of what that person's life has been like that led them to that point. Because if you don't sort of ask the next question, then you're going to miss things, because naturally people aren't going to come into your office or come into a ward round and spill absolutely everything and provide you with a complete story of their life. You have to push the right buttons and ask the right questions to get the complete picture. And I think it makes you a little bit like a detective in some senses, that you're trying to put together a complete picture from little bits of information, and that means that you naturally need to be quite inquisitive, nosy if you like, or professionally curious if you want to use the politically correct terminology for it. So.
Right. Well then, there you go. You're an expert by experience, aren't you?
Yeah.
So is that how you got into being an expert by experience, through something like the People's Council?
Actually, I was a service user on the ward in Wyke.
Yeah.
And they offered me an application.
Yeah.
And I left hospital, and I wanted to make sure that I didn't relapse or end up back in hospital for a year. So I waited a year, and then after that was done, I started working for them.
So what does it mean to you to be involved in that co-production, in doing things together?
I think it makes a world of difference, not only to the service users, but to the services themselves as well, in making those little improvements that amount to a big change across the sector.
I think within Cygnet we're really lucky that actually our voice is really valued and respected and listened to.
I mean, from a very selfish kind of point of view, I suppose, as a psychiatrist, I frequently want to ask, EBs as what the patients would like me to change about my practice. Kind of what am I doing right? What am I doing wrong? Or where can I improve? I mean, is that something you feel that might be useful as a psychiatrist to bring the EB in on that kind of discussion?
Yeah, no, 100%. I think we're always talking to the service users. They've had a difficult ward round, they've had a difficult CPA, and I think there's always room for improvement in anyone, and we're always happy to support with that.
Just reminding people how important it is that when you're at home, you want the door to be shut, or you want to people lock their front door as soon as you come in, just for a safety reason. To be doing that when this is their home is so important.
That's a good point for our staff, because quite often what we have to do for patients is really prescribed. So you've got certain forms to fill in, you need to do your OBS in a certain period of time, and the temptation is just to do it exactly the same for everyone. But I think the feedback that we get from people like yourself and through the People's Council is that we need to treat everyone
in a bespoke way and have a care plan that suits them. And exactly as you said, the number of times we've had patients get upset because the nighttime checks are done in a way that they don't like, and all you do is modify that
They knock
nighttime
at the door
check.
at 2 a.m. in the morning, they woke me up again.
And it's a simple way of, sleep's hugely important, and if people are getting annoyed at that time of the night and not getting the rest, then how are they meant to engage in OT and psychology during the day? And making tiny modifications like that can make a massive difference to some people's sort of rehab prospects.
Do you feel like we help you to be independent?
You do help me.
Yeah.
I need spasms, so can you leave me alone, please? Leave me on my own.
Good.
And I do what I've got to do, you know.
Good. Anything we could do different?
No.
Nothing?
I don't think so.
No.
How about the food? Is it
fine.
good temperature?
Yeah.
Good portion?
Yeah, it's good portions.
If there was something you could recommend to be on the menu, what would it be?
Curry.
A curry? What kind of curry?
Sheila makes a good curry.
Sheila makes a cracking curry, doesn't
does.
she? Yeah. I like that. That's my favourite. Never miss a Sheila curry.
Never ever.
Is there anything else that you'd like to tell us? Anything that you think is important?
Don't know if I've got anything important. Everything's fine for me, you know.
Yeah. You've done exceptionally well.
I know I have already.
Good.
I'm a different person now. I'm not like I
You
was
are.
before.
You are.
I stayed in the bed all the time, I never moved, you know.
Yeah.
But now I'm mobilised myself, you know.
Absolutely. You don't like being in your room now, do you?
I hate it in my room.
No. You're
No,
very social.
I'm out straight on it. They like me up, I'm up, I'm gone.
Yeah. Do you like the activity room?
Yeah, I'm moved with Mandy. I
Yeah.
love Mandy as well. She's a good
She's
girl.
fab, isn't she? Yeah.
Yeah, she is.
Yeah. She likes thinking of different activities.
She does.
Yeah. And you're fab. You've got a good sense of humour.
I have. Sometimes. Not all the time, though.
Yeah. This is Ewan, by the way.
Hello, Ewan.
Hello.
Nice to meet
I
you.
used to be in hospital myself.
Did you? Which one?
Cygnet White.
Oh, why?
Yeah. Because
Very
I've got psychosis and schizophrenia, drug
Good
induced.
man, and you've got over it.
Well, it's in remission now.
Congrats!
Thank you, thank you.
That's brilliant.
I'd be really interested to hear from you the kind of things that you think we do well here at Newham.
Everything. I can't see a problem with Newhouse. The staff are wonderful.
Yeah?
The care is wonderful. The team is wonderful. And I love my life here, and it's the best place I've been since my injury in '97.
Oh my gosh, Laura. Now, I know what a big statement that is, because I know how many different places you've been.
Yeah, about 12.
So that means an awful lot to me.
Good.
Yeah.
No, it's the God's honest truth. It's the best place I've been.
Yeah.
So looking back at your time in Cygnet, how do you think that's gone in the last 3 months?
3 months?
Yeah.
Well, I got made informal. I've been going out, just living life again, and it has been amazing. Like, I'm ready, yeah.
I think that's such incredible progress from seeing you, 12 months before.
Yeah.
The progress you've made is incredible, and you should be really proud of yourself. I don't know about you. How would you describe your last 3 months within Cygnet?
I think it's been good. I think I've learned a lot more about myself and the staff, and I've just, some things clicked in my mind, and I've decided that I do want recovery and I do want to get out of here in the last 3 months, so that's good.
And I think
I feel like here has helped me with that.
Yeah, no, I think that's really incredible work as well that you're doing.
And there's also that for both of you, and I suppose challenge for yourself, because you're still on section. You've achieved a lot of leave in the last 3 months.
Yeah, I've had a lot more leave.
You've started to put all the pieces together of your puzzle, and you're starting to create a picture for yourself for the future, and that's not easy work. Nothing we do you wouldn't be in hospital if the work was easy. If it was easy, you'd be in the community. And taking up that challenge, as both of you have, has been incredible to watch. But everybody's pace is different. Everybody's pace in Cygnet, and I've worked a long time in these type of hospitals in Cygnet. No two people's progress is the same, because you're different people, and you must always remember that. And we're very proud of you. I think the team here are very proud of both of you and how far 12 months has brought you, and 12, 14 months has brought you. You know, it's incredible to watch it, and makes us feel good to see you guys progressing. Yeah.
You've just been chatting with Michelle and Laura.
Yeah.
And when you hear them and listen to what they say, how does it feel to hear about the progress they make?
It makes me very happy. You know, it's very rewarding. Well, everybody has a sad story if they end up somewhere like this. And they've often had such hard lives, but they've just got so much to offer. Yeah, everybody has something to offer. Even the people who are much more profoundly cognitively impaired or have severe communication problems. Just, you know, small things like finding out what they enjoy doing and seeing them smile. And not seeing them distressed. It's very rewarding. You know, there's a tangible difference that you're making. But yeah, it's lovely.
When you hear that story of that progress, or thank you, you know, it's the first time I've been out on leave, or it's the first time I've been home in 3 years. Those are the bits that give you that excitement, that buzz, that kind of, this is why I'm doing this. I've just changed somebody's life. They haven't been home to see their own family for 3 years, and we've been able to help them achieve what seems like a perfectly normal task to have all of us, going to see a family, but for them it's a massive achievement, and we've done that, or I've been part of that process. So I think that's probably you know, the most important bit. And we've had patients here who haven't even had leave for a year, not even left the front door of the hospital. So for them to go to the shop down the road and buy their own cold drink with their own money, things that everyday people take for granted, those little freedoms that we have, we help our patients achieve that safely through a process of therapy, but a lot of it's around relational stuff. Their relationship with me or the MDT is what gets them safely to doing that simple task. That again, to the outside world would be like, well, she just went to the shop. But to that patient, that's the first time being to a shop for 12 months.
It's a big deal.
Yeah.
Difference for me as well. I mean, I've been working in mental health as a psychiatrist for around 20 years now. And I think coming into Cygnet and Cygnet Oaks has just opened my eyes to what you can do for people whenever you've got the right resources and the right people sat around the table. And that's not to sort of say that other places aren't doing it properly. I know that there's resource problems in other areas and in the NHS, and but I think with the sort of correct leadership and management here, we've managed to put together a really sound and stable team of occupational therapists, psychologists, nursing staff, and doctors to make sure that every patient gets individualised care that they deserve and makes progress.
What does having autonomy mean to you as a psychiatrist?
I think it's something that I've come to really value over the years, and how much that's supported both internally by the hospital manager, but also externally through our regional medical director and through our national clinical director, about having that autonomy as a psychiatrist to be able to understand what the policies and procedures of the organisation are, but to be able to practice your psychiatry the way you probably saw it when you started the journey of becoming a psychiatrist. And part of that, autonomy is about kind of having that freedom in, you know, doing and making decisions in a way that's helpful for the patients, that your team understands, that all members of the team can make sense of what you're trying to do and trying to say to patients. And I, as I've said, you know, I've always kind of encouraged other doctors around this, that one of the things we have is we don't interfere with what you're doing on a day-to-day basis in your practice. We allow you to be the doctor, you know, the psychiatrist you want to be. You know, but we all know that we operate within policies and procedures and legal guidelines and so on and so forth. Those are standard as doctors in any discipline, and mental health is not immune to it. But I think there has to be room in mental health, because of what we do is relationship based, to be able to express your personality and have that autonomy in doing what you do day to day. And I think at Cygnet that's probably the most important thing I've valued over the years. Nobody's interfered in me doing my job on a day-to-day basis. I get on and do what I need to do, and you know, it's been successful.